Hello again, Michael Friedrich here from beautiful North Carolina, and today I have a plethora of products. Let's proceed apace with a bit of a preview. I received a review from Range Leathers in Wyoming. Beautiful handmade full-size Dopp kit. They already have what amounts to a half-size or half-height Dopp kit. They're now extending their range of products with a full-size leather handmade Dopp kit. This is a all leather and leather only. There is no waterproof separate lining inside the Dopp kit, but I don't think that's going to matter at all. I have not had a chance to really use this yet, but I have a trip coming up in May and I'll let you know how it goes after that. This is just a very quick preview. This is being made available through Kickstarter on April 25th. Now, it's not just the Dopp kit. They also sent or included a leather razor head cover, and this seems to work very well on a range of razor heads. If the head is really large or really dramatically curved, this may be a bit of a tight fit, but I've tried it on a number of razors and it fits very smoothly and cleanly over those. They also included a very nice little accessory case. Let me just pull that open for you. You can stick stuff in there like maybe a nail clippers or Q-tips, but it also includes a pocket. Just fold it open and the pocket's just there at the top, and that pocket is specifically designed for you to stick in your razor blades. So if you're traveling with blades, obviously not in your carry-on, but pop them right in there. Very, very nice touch. As I said, this is just a quick preview of the products. I'll come back after my trip in May and we'll go through the products in a bit more detail, let you know how it went when I actually used them on a trip. The second new product for today is a soap from Calgary, Canada. It's from midnight&two. The soap comes in 4 scents. This is the Cabin, which is a spruce, cedarwood, and nutmeg scent. One cool touch, by the way, is that inside the lid are some lathering instructions, which I think is a pretty smart move on their part. 4-ounce tin. The soap is a very creamy, rich, fatty, kind of a soft, tacky, almost putty-like in texture. It really reminds me quite a bit of the Sudsy Soapery soaps in that regard. There's no coconut oil in the soap. This is a castor oil. It includes kokum butter, Ilipa butter, avocado oil, and cannabis sativa hemp oil as well. So this is a very rich, fatty soap, which I'll be using in just a moment. The razor for today is old but new to me. It's a new short comb. Today I'll be shaving with a Gillette Silver Blue blade in there. It is the 6th shave on that blade, still going pretty strong, although I think that after today that'll be that. I am reusing the handle from the old type, the ball end handle, which does fit. Some of the new heads apparently have where the post is, not much of a gap there for the razor handle to fit into, but this handle fits in there very cleanly. Go ahead and screw that on, not too tight, don't get too crazy. All right, the brush for today is going to be the magnificent, as always, the Rod Neep Lignum Vitae full-size bore. So let me get my face wet again and we'll start lathering. All right, as always, this is about 2+ days worth of growth, 2 1/4, 2 1/2, something like that. All right, this is the remainder of the sample that I started using on Monday this week. I've used it every day this week. They sent both a soap and an aftershave balm, and I'll use the balm at the end of the shave. Let me go ahead and start lathering this up. Very dense, creamy soap, and I'm going to load heavily because there's really no need to not to at this point. This is the last shave off this sample that I pulled out of the container. Lathers up, as you can see, very quickly. I'm going to keep going for a moment though. This brush will pick up a lot of soap. The scent is nice and strong off the puck or off the sample. You have what I feel like is a very strong, sort of an immediate pine pitch scent. You can smell the cedarwood in there, which kind of rounds it out, and then the nutmeg adds kind of a bit of a softer, warmer, spicy scent to it. So a very nice outdoorsy, woodsy scent. As I said, this scent is called the Cabin. All right, I think that is going to be plenty, and if necessary, we can always go back for more. All right. Yeah, there's quite a bit of lather in the bowl. All right, let's just drip a bit of water onto the face of the brush. Yeah, overall, a very nice kind of outdoorsy scent. Every time. As you can see, this immediately begins to build a very kind of rich, creamy, dense lather. I'm going to add some water in just a moment. Yeah, and you can see how quickly that built up too. No issues building a lather. I will say, if you are loading heavily, just watch the amount of water that you're putting in here, because I think if you go for a very heavy load of soap and don't add enough water, you're going to find that this ends up being maybe a little bit too thick, unless you like a really thick pasty lather, which is also possible, of course. There we go. Yeah, as you can see, nice thick creamy lather and a nice shine to it. That is ready to go. All right, there is the new short comb, fully assembled Gillette Silver Blue blade, 6th use. Let's get going. Overall, with this razor, I've been very happy. I started off the week shaving with the head on a Maggard MR5 handle. Of course, the threading is not exactly the same, but it did tighten down. But honestly, something about the weight just wasn't really right. Just felt a little clumsy. So just switched out the handle for the one off the ball end off the old type. Immediate improvement. Much better balance, much better feel. Is a bit of an overhang, so there's a couple spots where I just have to watch that. Right there. Yeah, I'm really liking the soap. Again, this is another one of these sort of a vegan soap. There's obviously no animal products in here. Very dense, very creamy lather. No issues with dissipation. Lather doesn't fall apart at all. Yeah, with the grain pass with this razor, very, very enjoyable. Great soap, good combo. That blade is still going strong. Now, when you wet your face or you're rinsing between passes, soap is very slick. Like the residual slickness here is fantastic. Kind of a creamy, luxurious feel on the face. As you can see, plenty of lather still to go. Yeah, once again, just kind of astounding how many people are out there making great soaps. There we go. I think the other scents are, I think there's one called the Study, maybe, which I think is a leather and tobacco. I think there's a lavender, and there's definitely a citrus. All right, the Across the Grain. Yeah, very good, creamy, slick lather still. No pressure, just really just gliding it over my skin, obviously, as always. Okay, now, oh, that felt a little loose there. Now this here is where I have struggled a little bit with this razor. A little harsh. Just a touch of change in the comfort level. Yeah, I'm just going to watch it right there. All right, now mustache area. Man, that blade is still actually doing really well. For those of you that live in the southeast of the United States, right now is not a great time of year in terms of allergies. We've had very regular pollen alerts, while my actual sort of seasonal allergies have decreased. Irritation level in my skin has not. So, for example, here I always get small patches of redness, irritation. Just a little bit of inflammation in this part of the year is particularly noticeable. It's bad. Not much you can really do about that other than obviously take care of your skin. High quality, non-drying shaving products is a big part of that for me. Yeah, look how creamy that still is. That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. This is another one of these sort of wonderfully super fatted soaps, and they do work very well for me. All right, let's just pull up some of that lather. There we go. All right, rinse my hands for a moment and let's get finished with the Against the Grain pass. All right, last pass. Against the Grain. Yep, no issues there in terms of comfort. And right here is where, for me, it begins to fall apart just a little bit. Yeah, the razor just has a bit of a drop off in terms of sort of comfort and also for efficiency. I've had a bit of a struggle keeping it really clean under my chin. But as you can see, that lather is doing great. Yep, very slick when wet. So, as I said at the beginning, if you are at all struggling with this soap, I would add more water. You may simply be overloading. The soap does come in a metal screw top tin, so if you're one of the people that doesn't like the metal containers, well, then maybe have a second think about it. The soap does also contain bentonite clay, so again, if you're a person who doesn't like clay in your soaps, this would not be for you. But as I've said many times in the past, I don't know that really should be one of the criteria that you're using, because you're missing out on some great soaps if that's one of the things that you simply will not accept in a shaving soap. Yeah, it's the against the grain pass, and particularly this area where this razor is very prone to light irritation for me. I'm not using any pressure. I'm not really doing any kind of extended buffing. The soap is really slick. There's just something about that head design that for those first two passes, no issues. Against the grain, I've just put a bit of water on my face just to really add some slickness back in for the residual soap. I'll just make a very light touch up. I actually did have one day shaving this week where I completely somehow screwed up this bottom line. For some reason, just never shaved down far enough and didn't realize it until I got to work. It's like, well, what are you going to do? All right, that was 3 passes. Now I'm going to rinse my face. This soap takes work to rinse off. As I said, it is a very fatty, creamy soap. So normally speaking, I would of course have some running water, but what I'll do is just try to rinse off as much as I can and then towel off the rest. Yeah, for some reason that razor, I don't know what it is, but first 2 passes are no issues. 3rd pass against the grain, from here down, just very prone to a light degree of irritation. All right, let me just get a bit of running water. Try to rinse off a bit more. There we go, almost. Okay. Towel off for the rest. Yeah, residual slickness on that soap is really excellent. Remove as much lather from my ears as I can. All right, let's see how we've done and then move on to the aftershave portion. A little bit of heat, but that's been true every day this week. Otherwise, yeah, another very close, very clean shave. That razor works really well for the most part, and so obviously knowing that it provides a little bit of irritation on this bottom part, there's some things you could do. I could use another pre-shave product, let's say in that third pass, do some pre-shave oil, relather again, and just do another against or another across the grain pass maybe to replace the against. Even if this was the only razor I had left in the world, I would of course continue to use it and still get great shaves out of it, like I did today. Just need to adapt to the fact that it is a little prone to irritation on that against the grain pass. All right, let's close this out as I have all week with no aftershave splash, no alcohol based, but only the aftershave balm. It is from the same vendor, obviously, midnight&two. This is the same scent. It is alcohol free. This is aloe vera and witch hazel. I think it still contains many of the same oils. I think it still has the hemp seed oil, the avocado oil, and so on. It is pourable, but it is not quite as thin and liquid as some of the milks. It's a little more viscous. You do not need a lot. At most, maybe a dime sized, something like that. You can see it is runny, but not very runny. I'm going to go ahead and just spread that on my hands first and then apply. So what I get first off is, which is only natural given the fact it's one of the main ingredients, is the aloe vera. But what I feel there is the slickness of the aloe vera and not the usual accompanying kind of tackiness. That's the one part of aloe vera that I don't like. If it's a straight aloe vera gel and it's both kind of slippery and also tacky, that I don't like that feeling. But this is slippery, very smooth. The scent is very, very close to the aftershave soap. Still has the same kind of outdoorsy, pine pitchy, kind of fresh cut wood scent to it. Soaks in very quickly, not greasy, doesn't leave behind kind of an oily, greasy feel. I've been using this both in the morning as well as a kind of a skin lotion at night. Very, very happy with the results there. Again, look at that, beautiful, clean, smooth shave. Skin feels excellent. Post-shave on that soap is in and of itself already very good, but adding in that aftershave balm to it just takes this, sort of just finishes off completely. Very, very nice results. Very happy with that. Whew, well, we're done. That was a beautiful shave. Just very happy with that. A great way to sort of close out the weekend. All right, let's review again what we've used. Today, let's start off with the razor. It is the old new short comb. I also have this head at the long comb. There seems to be a bit of difference of opinion about the degree of aggression or change or difference between these two heads. I have no idea. Maybe it's minor. Maybe it'll be definitely present. I know I have to watch out underneath here, so I'll have to just watch in that long comb, which I'll be using probably in a couple weeks, maybe a month or so, and I will certainly use it on the same handle again from the Gillette, the old type. Wonderful razor, very old, still works exceedingly well for me. A touch of irritation, no matter, can still get some excellent clean shaves off that. Today's soap, again, is the midnight&two, the cabin and all vegan shaving soap. As you could see, very easy to lather, beautiful, dense, creamy lather. Just a wonderful product. If they have a scent that you like, fantastic, go for it. As I said before, definitely a very soft, tacky, almost putty-like in consistency soap. It does come in a metal tin, so again, if that's something that bothers you because it may get damaged in shipping or it gets dented or dinged, well, that's just the nature of the beast. Today's aftershave balm, let me just put the cap back on. Same thing, midnight&two. Really very nice stuff. A little bit dense, a little bit viscous coming out of the bottle. You do not need more than about a dime-sized amount. If you overdo it, you're using too much. This is very, very concentrated. Works fantastic as an aftershave balm, or it's just kind of a general moisturizer. Really been quite enjoying this. You get a huge bottle when you order this. This is a lot of aftershave balm. This is going to last you quite a while. It is dense. It is very concentrated. You do not need a lot to get the benefits out of this. Very, very happy with that. So, finally, last but not least, of course, this magnificent piece of wood. Really? The rod neep. I have had a few moments where my heart clutched because it's lost a hair or two in the last week. That's really fine. It doesn't get used in the rotation much, so if there's hairs that are a little bit more brittle, because of course it's going to happen over time. But losing a hair or two out of this brush, it's got years and years and years and years to go. Love, love, love this brush. Absolutely one of my favorites. Absolutely in my top 10, in my top 3, maybe even in my top 2. Yeah. Other than that, let me just remind you again about the Range Leather Goods. I'll put a link in there to their Kickstarter for the full-size Dopp kit, including the accessories that they're offering with it. I think that's really it. I think we're done. It was another wonderful, wonderful clean shave. God, just what a way to get going. Well, that's it for today. Again, thank you so much again for watching. I really appreciate the time you're taking to watch these. As always, please feel free to leave comments or questions against the video, this video, or any of the previous ones. And until next time, goodbye.